Let's talk about a huge shift that's happening right now in how we write code. We're moving way beyond just asking a chatbot for a quick code snippet. We're stepping into a new world of what's called agentic coding, where you have an actual AI partner working right there with you in your terminal. So here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll get on the same page about what having a personal AI coder really means. Then we'll cover how to set it up so it knows exactly how you like to work. After that, we'll jump into some seriously powerful workflows, and finally, we'll look at the master-level tricks that will make you a true pro at this. Okay, first things first. We have to completely reframe how we think about AI in our coding life. This is not just a tool you ask questions. No, this is a collaborator you work with. And this is the core idea right here. Agentic coding means you're giving your AI agency, the power to actually do things. It can run commands, it can read your files, it can use the tools in your environment. It becomes a proactive partner, not just a passive little helper sitting on the sidelines. Now, what's really fascinating here is the whole philosophy behind this tool. The creators didn't build it like a simple kitchen appliance with just one button. Instead, think of it like a professional power tool from a workshop. It's flexible, it doesn't force its opinions on you, and it's meant to be customized for the exact job you're doing. Its real power comes from how you adapt. So how do you actually tune this power tool for your own projects, for your own style? Well, it all begins with teaching Claude the rules of the road for your specific code base. And here it is, the single most important part of getting this right. It all comes down to a special file you create, CLAUDE.md. This is where you give your AI partner all the context and instructions it needs to really understand your project's unique world. You should think of this file as the persistent brain for your AI. Seriously, it's like the onboarding document you'd give to a new human developer joining your team. You put in your common commands, your style guide, how to run tests, even little things like whether your team prefers merging or rebasing. The more detail you add here, the smarter and more helpful your AI partner becomes. And what's brilliant is how flexible this whole system is. You can layer the context. You can have a CLAUDE.md in your home folder with your personal, global preferences that apply everywhere. Then, you have one in your project repo for team-wide rules. You can even have specific ones for submodules in a big mono repo. Claude is smart enough to find and use all the relevant instructions. Okay, now for the fun part. Let's see how all this setup translates into powerful day-to-day coding patterns. Now that our agent is all tuned up, we can start using it in really structured ways to solve actual problems. This first workflow is a total game changer. The secret sauce is separating the planning from the coding. You explicitly tell Claude, hey, read these files and come up with a plan, but don't write any code yet. This forces a moment of reflection and stops it from jumping to a quick and probably wrong solution. The results are so much better. Now, for any task where you have a very clear definition of what done looks like, test-driven development is just an amazing pattern to use here. You start by having Claude write the tests, you run them, you see them fail, perfect. You've just created a concrete target. Then all you have to do is tell Claude, okay, make these tests pass, and it can just iterate on its own until it gets there. And don't forget, these workflows are for more than just writing new features. You can use Claude as your main way to just understand a new codebase. Ask it questions like, hey, how does our logging system work? Or can you look at the Git history and tell me why this API was designed this way? It can also handle all your boring Git and GitHub tasks, like writing commit messages or creating pull requests. It's a huge time saver. Okay, so you've got the core patterns down. Now let's look at the habits and techniques that really separate the people who are just using this tool from the people who are mastering it. So this might be the most crucial point of all. Specificity is everything. Claude is incredibly powerful, but it can't read your mind. The difference between a lazy, vague prompt and a really detailed one is the difference between frustration and pure magic. Don't just say, add tests. Tell it what edge case to cover and what it shouldn't do, like using mocks. Remember, this is a collaboration. You have to be an active driver. If you see Claude starting to go down the wrong path, don't just sit there and wait for it to finish. Hit the escape key to interrupt it. You can redirect it. You can even double tap escape to go back and edit your last prompt to try a different angle. You're the one steering the ship. This is such a simple tip, but it's absolutely vital for getting the best performance. After you finish one task, just type /clear. This completely resets the conversation's context. It's like wiping a whiteboard clean. It prevents information from your last task from confusing or distracting the model on your new one. It's a mental reset for your AI. And now for the truly ultimate technique. For the really complex, tricky problems, the most advanced users are taking it to a whole other level. They're not just using one instance of Claude. They're orchestrating multiple instances that collaborate with each other, almost like a tiny AI engineering team. A perfect example is a review workflow like this. You have one Claude instance, your coder, write the initial code. Then you start a completely fresh second instance whose only job is to be a code reviewer. It looks for bugs and suggests improvements. Finally, a third instance takes the original code and the review feedback and produces the final polished version. This separation of concerns creates incredibly high-quality code. So, the tools are here, the techniques are ready to use, and they're fundamentally changing what it means to write software. It's really shifting from a solo, head-down activity to a powerful, dynamic collaboration between a human and a machine. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?